Welcome back to the 2015-2016 NBA preview. Today, we are covering the second-rated team, OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder. My name is Josh, your enviers, and with me today, like usual, is my co-host.
Yo, what's up, YouTube? It is the one and only legend of winning, a.k.a. Low. We are back. Number 2 team, OKC.
Let's take a look at what they did leading up to this season.
Really 3 years ago, Russell Westbrook goes down to playoffs, which then leads up to the next season of a whole year with Kevin Durant and no Russell Westbrook. Same year that KD ends up not really shocking the world, but really and truly showcasing his talents and winning over a lot of people in this assumption that he is most definitely the next person to take over the reign after LeBron wins, and his mother is the real MVP. Next season, though, unfortunately, in the offseason, KD ends up breaking his leg. Not breaking his leg, but he ends up getting into a really, really bad foot injury, and end up shortening his season, trying to come back a tad bit too early. And both him and Russell Westbrook missed a good chunk of the beginning of last season. But Russell Westbrook really and truly pieced it together towards the end of the year, putting some of the craziest numbers I've probably seen in my life. Triple doubles back to back, like it was a Drake disc. And on top of that, they got a new coach.
They did. No longer Scott Brooks. So it's a positive. It's kind of a positive. And also, a negative because this new coach has no NBA experience prior. So it's mutual, Let's take a look at the summer acquisitions for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They didn't acquire anybody, so we could easily move on to what they lost. They lost Jeremy Lamb and Perry Jones. That's really not much to talk about either.
Which is basically nobody as well.
As for the rookies and draft picks, they drafted Cameron Payne and Dakari Johnson. Dakari Johnson might not see any minutes, but Josh Huestis, a draft pick last season, might get some time with this team. Let's take a look at the rotation for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Enes Kanter, Serge Ibaka, hopefully he can be healthy as well. Kevin Durant, Dion Waiters, and Westbrook.
The Dion Waiters thing, I'm not really sold on that. I hope that he could really fit in, and I hope he understands, his role on a basketball team. I think there's multiple players that would die for the situation and the scenario and the opportunity to play on the team with both KD and Russell Westbrook, where they can just stand.
He went from the Cavs with LeBron James to Kevin Durant. So if he can't figure it out, then I don't know, man. I guess he deserves to be on a bad team.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess some people just want to prove that they have some worth. I don't know. I don't understand Dion Waiters sometimes. But I do like the Ibaka and Kanter in the lane along with Kevin Durant to finish off their front court. I really and truly like that front court, and we'll see what Billy Donovan has to say about that and their chemistry and how he's going to run the offense through them.
As for the reserves, Steven Adams, Nick Collison, Andre Roberson, Anthony Morrow, and DJ Augustine.
On top of all of that, they still have Kyle Singler. I don't know why, but I'm a fan of his. I really don't know why.
A good 3-point shooter. He's not going to give you much, but he'll hit the threes.
And not only that, they have Mitch McGrary and they have Steve Novak with a stroke back. That's literally like a 11 to 12 man rotation that could actually come in and produce really well. Steve Adams over the past 2 or 3 years has gotten really, really good minutes, especially when for whatever reason, I don't know why Kendrick Perkins wasn't cutting it, but you know how that goes with Scott Brooks and his players. But Steven Adams got a lot of good role time and played a good amount of minutes. So I most definitely think that he'll fit in pretty well coming off the bench. And everybody else, I think they'll just fit in great around Kevin Durant and Westbrook. So I do like the backup as well. So top 2 teams. It's the question, people. Always leave the comments down low, man. Leave the comments in the comment section. But Josh, why will the Oklahoma City Thunder win a championship, and why won't they win a championship this year?
Why the Oklahoma City Thunder will win a championship this year is if you look at the roster, they have two top 10 players. Do you agree?
Yes, for sure.
Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. If you can't win with that,
I don't even cut you off. Is it 2 top 5?
2 top 5. For sure, top 10. I could give them that. Top 10 for sure.
Okay.
I'd have to recount my 5, but
I didn't want to put you on the spot. Yeah.
They're definitely, if they can't win with 2 top 10 players, the Clippers on the other hand have 2 top 10 players as well. So they're kind of in the same predicament as the Clippers. Clippers have Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. It might not be a great duo as Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, but they're ultimately they're gonna be something in the Western Conference Finals, and they have the MVP from around 2 seasons ago. So that's why they will win the championship. But why they won't win a championship? It's obviously because Kendrick Perkins isn't there. But more importantly, I'm not sure if you've heard of the Base God. Have you heard of the Base God? Because he's kind of a big deal. Cursed Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant will never win a championship. I mean, I can't go against the Base God, so that's the only reason why OKC won't win a championship.
Look, man, I think Kevin Durant is strong enough to shake off that Base God curse. So
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think they will win. Basically, just to echo what you said. You have 2. Some people might argue 2 of the top 5, but for sure 2 of the top 10 players in the NBA.
I'd argue about that. Definitely
with Westbrook and Kevin Durant. So in that sense alone, I don't necessarily know how many times that even happens, and they struggle to win a championship. And also with the depth that they finally pieced around Kevin Durant, I think that they have the roster and the talent to actually push themselves back into the finals.
Now moving on to the predictions for OKC.
We didn't really talk about this that much, but they kind of have to win, because if they don't win, that Kevin
Durant's gonna be, he's gonna be a free agency soon.
That's a huge, that's a burden that's been over their head for the past 2-3 years, especially with the injuries between him and Westbrook. So if they don't win, and especially if they don't make it out the second round, that's going to be a huge issue heading into the offseason. So if they don't, they got to go to the finals at least.
That's going to be tough. That's definitely going to be tough. But Serge Ibaka, the guy that they paid, and they wanted to take James Harden a pay cut as well, so they could have the core intact. They paid Serge Ibaka over James Harden, and at the time, it looked good because they need a power forward to go along with Kevin Durant. And James Harden, he wasn't a great scorer as he is today. So if they would have kept, James Harden, if James Harden wanted to take a little pay cut, and it would make this team have won an NBA championship by now if James Harden took a pay cut. But, unfortunately, what's his name? The hipster GM. Sam Presti, he didn't want to pay the luxury tax along with the upper management. That's my predictions around OKC. It would have been nice to see James Harden take a pay cut, but ultimately, I think that really messed them up.
2, I love the fact you highlighted Serge Ibaka, because you're right. The fact that they actually decided to pay him before they paid James Harden, and he has not really materialized until. He ain't really done much.
I think Serge Ibaka needs new scenery. He needs to,
He's only he's 25.
He needs to prove himself, because that made him really look stupid. The management not signing James Harden before Serge Ibaka.
And he's getting worse as time progresses. He's not getting better. I don't understand why Scott Brooks had him shooting threes, but he's drifting.
He seems like a great player, but he just hasn't had that one great season in a while.
I don't even know if he ever had a great season, but for a player that you decided to keep, and basically in return to not keeping, James Harden, he's not really panning out. And I like that you highlighted that, because
they call him Serge Ibaka for a reason, but he needs to do a little bit more than that.
Did you see that picture?
I guess they have Enes Kanter now, so yes, I did see that picture, and I don't want to talk about it. So with that said, we'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you don't Google the picture we were thinking about with Serge Ibaka. We're not even going to say anything about that. So leave a like, comment, subscribe. Share this video with your friends. It'd be greatly appreciated. A lot of time and effort is put into this. So down to the last team. Can't wait.
If you want to look up that picture, you just go into www. Let me stop. Shout out to everybody who's watching, man. One more team left, man. We're almost done.
You guys should know what it is, but if you don't, take a wild guess. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.